In this video today, I am working with Ace. This is the unhandled yearling that you've seen in a couple of recent videos. This is the first time that I have rinsed him, and I'm going to show you the process that I go through. So the first step in this process is he needs to understand that the water is not hurting him, and he needs to understand that the hose is not going to hurt him. And to start with this, I'm not going to tie him. If I tied him, that would more trigger a panic reaction, and I want to be able to put enough pressure that he understands that I want him to be still, but I'm not going to force him to be still. So I'm going to spray him with the water, and right now I want him to understand that the water is not hurting him. And we're getting to that point now. He really doesn't want it, he doesn't like it, but he's starting to understand that it doesn't hurt. Now that he understands that it doesn't hurt, what I want to do is reward him for standing still. So I'm going to give him a minute when his feet get still, and when he relaxes, I'll shut the water off. I'm not going to shut the water off just when his feet get still. I want him to actually relax his body. We're getting close here, close, he licks, and I'll shut it off. That's his reward for getting still. Now that we accomplished that with the front feet, the next step is to move on to the back feet. So there I started with the front, he stayed relaxed, then I moved to the back and he got moving around again. I'm just starting the same process over, remind him to get still with the front, go to the back. Then I go to the front, remind him to get still, and then I'll go back to the back. And I'm just going to keep repeating that process until I get the same reaction, until we get still again and I can reward the back. We're getting there. That was a lot better. And once I get the back still, then we're going to swap, and we're going to start the same process on the other side. This colt has made a lot of progress really fast with water hose, probably faster than what most horses do, and that's kind of been with him. He's a very fast learner, which is good. That also means he can learn bad things really fast too. So that's something that you have to keep in mind when you're working with this horse. So as we're working here, I want you to be paying attention to his feet. When I very first started spraying him in the beginning, you noticed his feet were moving really fast. He was almost like trotting in place. And as we go along here, his feet are moving slower and slower. And as his feet start to get slower, we're going to start teaching him to stand still. And what I'll be actually doing is I'm going to teach him that when his feet get still, the water goes off. Now you might ask, why would you want to teach him that getting still turns the water off? Because you're going to be bathing him and you're going to have the water on him for long periods of time and want him to be still. And that does sound kind of contradictory in the beginning, but think of it from this point of view. Everything that this horse does moving forward, and even long term, thinking about under saddle riding, even to the point of being trail ridden, I want this horse to understand that if I don't like something or if I'm scared or something, get still and I can control that scary object. And if I teach him that he can control that scary object or control the item that he don't want, everything later in life is going to be easier to train. This is a technique that I use for training the police horses that I've trained, and there's no way that you can expose a horse to every scary item that they're going to see when doing police work. But what you can do is teach a reaction of what you want that horse to do when they encounter an item that is either a scary item or an item that they don't want or don't like. And that's what I'm doing here with him from the beginning, is teaching him the reaction that I want him to give when he encounters something that he is either afraid of or just don't want.